Joining me now in studio for our press review is George Orido. He's a communications and media specialist. I was told until, even if it's September and you have not seen someone, you can still tell them Happy New Year. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Sophie.
You had a good one, the holidays?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
I went to my ancestral home.
Where is that?
That is Game. And the oxygen there is wonderful.
The oxygen there is different
my
from the
lungs,
one in Nairobi.
Yeah, my lungs are breathing better.
What do you tell people who call it gem?
It's really a gem because the highest, it's got the highest concentration of PhD holders in the region, not just in Kenya.
But do you say?
What do I say?
All right.
And good weather, and good climate. Yeah.
So you're one of those
people.
PhD holders?
Well, I'm registering on one this month.
Okay, so you're the one letting down the people of Game.
Absolutely.
All right, let's
I don't want to be that list again.
Yes, let's get to our press review now, beginning with the Standard newspaper. The story is continuing to puzzle many questions over ICC witness killing as family speaks. So you have the family coming out to say that they were not even aware he was a witness, and some even coming out to say that they did not even think he was a supporter of Ruto. Yeah,
this particular story, bring to focus the integrity of witnesses at ICC.
Right.
And the story of the late Meshach Yabei is the story of twists and turns, where ICC say used to be one of us, but he rejected, he recanted, and then Ruto's lawyers saying this is their own. So the truth is not very clear. But as the brother said in this story, is that whenever Ruto was in a party, Yabei was in the opposite direction. And that also brings in another twist in it. But the biggest rabble-rouser is Duale. Duale coming to tell everybody that Ken Wafula is responsible for his death.
I know.
And Duale does not work for any police department or any investigative part of this country. So he's a rabble-rouser, but we want to see how that goes.
Yeah. Definitely one of the stories we'll be watching, and some of those crucial elements of it and what developments that were coming through is Khan, who's the Deputy President's lead lawyer, saying that he was not just a witness but a crucial one, and so many will wonder what is it that he was going to tell the court in defense of the Deputy President. But again, a story will continue to follow. But also the sad death of Fidel. I mean, the family continues to mourn, and there was the viewing of the body yesterday. The Deputy President also did visit with the family and other leaders, but still unclear what killed him. Yeah,
it's the most tragic death for the year. And Fidel is not just Fidel. Fidel is a prince. Fidel is the son of a king. I mean, in this context, Raila is a king, and the son is a prince. So it's not any other death. And it's so sad that our forensic labs and expertise in this country cannot establish what kills a prince. And this is not the first time. We had the other time Kajwang, who still were not very clear what killed him. Earlier on, you had people like Mutula Kilonzo, who we are not so sure what killed them, and therefore the forensic department of our investigative arm of police. Hey, Muhorondegwa, please.
Questions definitely being raised there. Yeah, because of the day before yesterday they spent 12 hours in there and said it was inconclusive. They were going to continue with more investigations into the same. So I guess we wait and see. And also it's not mandatory that the family will actually release the results to the public. They might just get them and decide not to.
Well, but somewhat the truth will always find itself in the public domain. So if that report comes out, whether the family likes it or not, the public will be able to know.
Okay, let's go to other news. On page 4, the Kenyans may wait longer as both houses prepare to vet IG nominee. Why? Because at least for when Kimai was being vetted, the Senate was not yet in place. Now you have the Senate in place, and both houses are set to, take the nominee through the process of vetting and all. So this might be a couple of months before we have a substantial IG.
Well, because as it were, Kimai was still acting.
Yeah.
And our vetting, as you know it, because of the tyranny of numbers in Parliament, is a formality. We don't expect much of vetting.
Yeah.
What we expect is rubber stamping, which will take a little longer. It's okay. We're used to some of these things by now.
Yes.
So there's no serious vetting that's going to take place on Boynet.
Yeah, although the argument as well is that this whole process, in fact, should not even kick off because the president nominated him using a law that's being questioned by CORD and other groups as well. So some of the members coming out to say, this is a process that began in the wrong foot in the first place.
Well, I think the best way to go is to go to court and to look at the veracity of that law.
Yeah.
And the action by the president.
Okay, so day 4 of the teachers' strike. What do you think will be the end of this one? Do you think the government will concede, give their teachers what they want?
The government is a big joke.
It is? Wow.
With respect to teachers' interests and...
So you say it's a government that's just been fooling everybody else. The teachers are clean, their hands are
very clean. Because one of the things they've been saying in public is that, these agreements were done under NAC government, or just before Kanu got out. Well, I think Jubilee should have told the public during their campaigns that, okay, teachers, we're looking for your votes, but when we get into power, we're not going to give you these deals because you're not part of it.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't think that's what Jubilee guys told the electorate when they were campaigning to be in government. And because they're in government, they have to fulfill what government has promised teachers.
Yeah.
And all this dilly-dallying, the biggest victim is the student.
Correct.
And the parent who pays for the student to be at school. So a lot of money is going to waste because we have a government that is dilly-dallying. There's so much money that is being retired every year now because ministries cannot spend it, or county governments cannot spend it.
Right.
So where is that money? Use it to pay the teachers and let education and teaching go on.
Okay. And just a quick mention on the story we're talking about, the passing of Fidel Odinga and the test on the same. On page 8, just some more information that the pathologist did say it will take 6 weeks for the results to be out. They are flying out some of those samples. Again, what will happen in the case of Kajwang, what happened in the case of Mutula, samples were flown out. So lots of questions. Perhaps we need a more evaluation on that particular department to see what is it we are missing, that we never get conclusive results.
Yeah, you remember some time back, there was a major initiative to have a more advanced forensic department.
Yeah.
And there were issues to do with corruption in terms of procurement, and that was cancelled. And that has never come back. And this is what is now tormenting this country.
Okay.
So unless we deal with our corruption issues, we're still going to suffer on this. And let me tell you for a fact, if we have a department that cannot determine what causes death, how then do you deal with crime?
Yes.
If diagnosis cannot be properly
And these
established.
are just the prominent people we get to know, but what about ordinary, everyday Kenyans,
absolutely.
who also will want to know what killed their loved ones, and such answers perhaps are also not found, and they may not have the resources to send samples elsewhere for to ascertain what happened. But hey, we'll continue to watch that story. Fever Pitch, are you a football fan? Or
very much.
Which team do you support?
For Chelsea. We are still ahead of we are still ahead of the league.
Ohito is also Chelsea.
Yeah. Serious guys.
No, I think it's just because it's at the top of the league. You tend to find more people will go around the team that's leading. So those fair weather kind of fans. But I guess you've been around for long. But Brazilian defender That's Dante. Says he will knock out Thomas unless he stops jokes about 7-1 World Cup humiliation. Wow.
Well, you know, football is emotional, it's passionate, and people must be decent in the way they talk about
they
it.
shouldn't. I can make fun. I mean, if you lost 7-1, you lost 7-1. It's never going to change.
You don't rub in the salt. You don't rub in the salt too hard.
No, we must. I like to do that. I'm not a very serious football fan. But I support Manchester United because I just think they're the hottest and the coolest.
And it's not going to be the fights. How many have killed each other because they were taunted about a loss?
Yeah, that's
so it's a very passionate and very emotional thing.
Okay.
And therefore, Muller, Thomas Muller, need to be careful about
that is how to say that name. Clearly, Mullah. All right, Daily Nation now. And revealed is the headline here, how ethnic groups share public jobs. And you have the Kikuyu, 22.9%, followed by the Kalenjin at 12.8%. Then you have the Luya there at 12.1%, Kamba 10.9%, and Luo 10.6%, and 13.3%, the others.
Well, this is our biggest
headache.
Headache is an understatement of cancer. Yeah, because every now and then, and you bring it back to 2007 clashes that left more than 1,000 Kenyans dead during the election. The whole issue is about sharing the national cake. And the national cake, first and foremost, is seen in terms of job placements. And when you have one community dominating jobs in the public service, and the rest, there are communities actually listed on the story that don't have jobs at all.
Yeah, they're not represented
They're not represented, and that is
there's the Gala,
Conso,
and the Galjil,
Lesan, and Kenyan Americans.
They're not represented at all.
That's tragic. Because that's exclusionism. And when you exclude people in terms of involvement in national development, you create animosity. You create ill feelings. Then you bring in radicalism, and that's now what brings national cohesion. A tricky thing to achieve. So I think people need, and I saw Kobia here saying they're trying to balance out. Yet, you know.
Yeah, they're saying that these are historical problems and challenges. They're talking about education being one of the factors that has led to this particular situation. And also saying that in the past 1 year, the financial year at least, they've tried to correct this, it being an issue of consideration now in getting people into the public service. But quite some interesting details. You want to just get a indication of what exactly this report is saying and what it means. Interesting findings there. Definitely to continue that conversation on ethnicity.
Very well. I hope they're really correcting it, because if they don't, well, that has been a major issue, even in terms of cabinet appointments, where you have basically two communities taking the better share of top government jobs since Jubilee government took over. And that has not gone down well with the rest of Kenyans. So I think, like they say, the fish rots from the top. I think Uhuru Kenyatta needs to lead from
the front
in terms of correcting this.
Okay. There's a story, I guess you've been following this because it's been all over, especially the international media. That one liner at the top of the front page, 12 killed as gunmen raid French journalist office. I mean, this is crazy, just the brazen nature of that attack. And they're saying it's the worst in about 2 decades, at least in France. And again, it's just because this particular journalist were known to have these satirical pieces on, insulting to those who are subscribed to the Muslim, to Islam rather.
Well, I think Islam radicalism has gone beyond human measure, and the act was barbaric.
It was.
And I don't know whether Muslims want to achieve peace with war. And I don't want to generalize Muslims in general.
You not want to say
but the
Muslims,
radicals.
those, because those are criminals. Those are not, you can't even give them the name Muslims.
They're criminals, but they come with the name of Muslim. Sorry, I'm on national television. Yeah. But I want to also say very frankly that more often than not, when these radicals do this kind of thing, we hardly get our sheikhs coming to condemn them. So
although in this particular story, we have seen several organizations come out to condemn the same across the board, all religions.
That's good news.
Which is, it must be condemned.
That's good news because, because freedom of expression, you know, the whole idea that this magazine had put in the, the caricature of the prophet, and in a few other things that did not go down well with the radicals. Yeah, I don't think amounted to killing 12.
I like what one of the analysts said, because they said for somebody to come and commit these killings, because then a post was put up that we've avenged the prophet and all, or God. Said that if in fact that was the case, or that was the reason they went out to commit these atrocities, at the end of the day, Mohammed, God, whoever, should be able to protect themselves.
Yeah, they can defend themselves.
Being.
Absolutely.
You don't need to, as a mere mortal, to be the one saying, I'm defending God, for instance. He, as that supreme being, should be able to take care of himself. So I think it's misplaced.
And one of them has surrendered already. And that's the beauty about, European security. As much as 12 died, but already got hold of one. Yeah. Unlike in our Westgate, where none has been caught so far.
Let's not even go there. Let's not
go there. That's why these stories are very powerful stories. That at least the French government and French police has nabbed one already, the 18-year-old, the youngest of them.
Yeah, because it was 18, 32,
and 32 and 34. The 32 and 34 are still at large.
See how fast they were just able to,
and that was very fast.
Wow, amazing. Anyway, Sonko, meanwhile, has these people, is it his bodyguards, flashing these huge weapons, guns, on page 3 with the bling bling. I mean, somebody's saying here it is wrong that, they should be wearing their uniforms if they're going to be flashing their weapons like this.
Yeah, I don't know what warranted this. I think this is a...
And they were going to view the body. I mean, surely his life is...
Yeah, are they going to shoot somebody who's already dead? Now, the whole thing about Sonko and his glamour, I think it's getting it too far, displaying, military wear before the public in the manner that he's doing. It's just raising temperatures, as if Kenya is under some police state or something. I think Sonko need to tone down some of his colorfulness.
Yeah, then again, nothing ever really shocks when it comes to Sonko. It's he's just one of a kind. Page 9, murder suspect whips in court. Remember this Erastus or Diambo idiot, or idiot, however you pronounce that name.
Actually, idiot. He is an idiot.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But somebody said it's supposed to be idiot. I said idiot when I first saw it.
It's idiot.
Okay, so he's alleged,
that's the right pronunciation.
He's alleged to have killed his wife.
Yeah.
So he was not granted bail. They denied him bail, saying there are no compelling reasons. However, that's what his lawyer argued, to deny the accused bail. Prosecution fights that bail, saying he might interfere with the evidence and the witnesses. I mean, I remember reading this story when it first broke, and tragic.
Very tragic too.
But still in court news, the Magu pastor, the lady who was arrested, was released on bail, 2 million shillings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the lady is an accomplice. This is the media alleged complex, and this one is alleged committer of the offense. So you can see there's a little bit of difference, but it's very hard for any right-thinking human being to have any sympathies for idiot, for whatever actions he took, unless it's a doctor or medical report that he was not in the best of his mind.
Which, again, according to that story, says that they found that he was of sound mind.
Yeah.
So the trial will continue. Yeah. But then again, with these legal processes, one is innocent until proven guilty, no matter what us as normal, ordinary wananchi would think. So
but his story tells us that we should not have guns in the hands of citizens.
Do you think Kenya will get to that place to discuss more of guns? We saw what is the former legislator's name, the one who was who shot people trying to help him out in a car?
That is Jirongo.
So there's been all these kinds of stories out there about guns. I mean, America has that debate over and over again.
And the other day in America, I think 2 days ago, there's this toddler who who stole a gun from mother's, bag and pull it and kill the mother.
Oh my God!
Accidentally, very tragic. And so I think the whole thing is that let's not get guns in the hands.
Yeah, I hope Kenya we don't get.
We can take care of ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Finally, just a quick one on the Star headline. Jubilee claims Wafula is behind the killing. 4 ICC witnesses missing, says NGO. So a lot on the ICC front from the. That is the Star, as well as the Fidel story. Also, matatus with Uhuru's graffiti impounded. I thought they were allowed to do this now, to blingify themselves.
Yeah.
Is it pimp themselves?
Yeah, well, the Uhuru, in his own words, allowed the graffiti back to the matatus.
Yeah, he said as long as it doesn't interfere with road safety.
Without regard to any laws, and those are the consequences when you have a president who was still giving, street declarations on policies. Yeah. But one of the stories that was also very captivating is this.
Airport hotel takes school playground.
Yeah. On the Star. And this is some line from a school, Langata Road Primary School, that is being carved off to facilitate parking for an hotel near Wilson Airport, belonging to a prominent
Kenyan, I know that hotel.
Politician.
Yes.
And the city hall has been part of this to allow this to happen. I think Governor Kidero must make a stop to this morning.
Yeah.
Because there's no way we're going to reduce space for children
to give parking.
to be, a place to play is for kids to grow, to be, to realize their full potential. Then we give it some prominent Kenyan politician to get a parking for his clients. That's unacceptable.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll wait.